Now, I just want to tell you guys that when you buy a fake watch, you're ripping off the company, right, that makes the real watch, for example, Rolex, okay? It takes, on average, around 3 months to make a Rolex. The average Rolex Daytona, they make only, I think, in the vicinity around 2,000 watches a year, right? I've also networked with other watch suppliers, and I import them from the United States. I actually import them from Los Angeles, and I import them from Europe. Now, I'm going to show you some watches that I've got. These are just a handful of the collection. I've basically got the rest stored in vaults at the bank, so I don't really keep a lot of watches on me, but I've got some here just to let you guys see what you can get. Now, you can buy real watches that are far superior to these Rolex replica watches. Now, I'm going to also talk to you about these Swiss companies. They say Swiss movement, all that. It's all bullshit, right? In Switzerland, they don't make. There's no replica watch company in Switzerland. They just don't exist. There's a couple of websites that say one-to-one replicas. They are not one-to-one replicas. I've been to China, and I have actually bought some replicas just to show you, and I've got a real Rolex to show you as well. And the replicas are shit, right? So what they're doing is this company called Swiss Watch Company. There's a couple of them. I think they're basically the same company. They're selling them anything up to $1,600 each, $1,600 US. And then they offer you, 45% discount or something if you pay by wire transfer. Don't deal with these people. They're crooks, right? That's it. Don't deal with them. I do work for fraud as well for the both the US and the Australian governments, and I've been to China. I've seen their operations. Right, China's an amazing country. I think the people are great. They're super hard workers. I haven't got any issues with the Chinese people. The Chinese people who work at the watch companies are hard workers. And I feel that the problem with China at the moment is they're just making replica upon replica on replica because they want to sell. They sell watches. And they have quite large factories of very low paid workers, right? However, the quality of China is nowhere near the quality that you'll get from the watches that are made in Europe. Okay, I've got watches here from Germany as well. I forgot to pull them out at the moment. It's like they're pretty amazing watches. I might pull one of them out and show it to you. It's a beautiful watch. Okay, I've got watches from my mum, and all that, and I just walk in and just say, look, I want an automated watch. Got to be gold plated, all that sort of stuff. So I've got some watches to show you. Now, you don't have to go. Just listen, folks. When you send the money, it's not going to Switzerland or anywhere else. There's no Swiss movement. That's all bullshit. They're putting cheap. The basic expense for the Rolex is not so much in the gold. It's in the diamonds. Not so much in the gold. Gold's pretty expensive per ounce. But more or less, when you're buying a Rolex, for example, the price of the Rolex is in the movement. Okay? This movement, and it's meticulously put together. That's when you own a Rolex, I'll show you a real Rolex compared to a bullshit one, and just don't do it. You're better off buying a brand name watch which is automated, and it's a real watch, because everybody knows when you just say, I'm actually got a rainbow Daytona on order, and it's going to currently costing me $125,000 to bring it into to Australia. When I bring it in, I'm going to hold it for 3 months, and I'm going to sell the watch in Australia for $1.3 million. They're worth more secondhand than you. Very hard. I've been trying to get one for 2 years. So that's how hard a rainbow is. Now, I've locked on to the dealer, who I'm very good friends with, and he's sourced one. It's been authenticated. It is real. It's Rolex. In a future video, I'll show you the watch, but I'll just show you some watches I've got now. We turn around. It's my cat on the. He's pretty quiet. How are you, pussy? Hey, you okay? Yeah, you're a bit quiet tonight, eh, bud? Okay, now it's my pussy cat. Now, so this is just to let you know what we're talking about. These are just a handful. I've got others stored. There's beautiful German watches I've got. But these watches right here are are worth $30,000-$40,000 for the watches, and then you're talking about the Rolex. He's worth about 50 grand. But in the end of the day, they're all amazing watches. Now I'll just go through some of these watches. Now this watch is the good old. Just to show you this one. This is the lighting's not very good. This is the Seiko automated watch. That's actually brand new. Okay, so it's not. I haven't. It's got automated movement. It's all. I'll take it out of here. I'll just show you. Wait a second. Now with the Rolex watch here. Oh, sorry, with the Seiko. I'm going to go to the Rolex. So this is actually brand new. It's never been used, and it's the real. This isn't replica, mate. This is the real thing. It's worth between $300 to $500 and it's you can see the automated real Seiko. Okay, so I just picked it up and I can't even read automated. It's got the day and date, which is good. Now this is a real shit. It's the Seiko. Now it's only, as I said, between $300 to $500. Okay, it's a real McCoy. It's not like a cheap. The movement's all made in Japan, which is what you're after. Okay, so that's stainless steel. It's waterproof to about 150 meters or something. Yeah, you can bang it. You can bang it into things. There's no problem here. Now this watch here, I'll just show you. This watch here is a Smile watch. It's water resistant to about 50 meters. It's made of titanium steel, and it's really well built. Right? It's got it's similar to one of those Casio shock type watches, and shows you the day and date, year, stopwatch, hourly chime. It's got alarm. It's a really good watch. You don't have to take it away for adjustment or anything like that, or send it away to your jeweler. That's a Smile. Now you can get these. Again, this is superior to the replica watches they make in China, even to the 1-to-1. The face lines up really well on this watch. The numbers are spot on. It's really good. It's a bit dirty because I wear it a lot, but I banged it into a brick wall about a week ago and it didn't even get scratched. It's made of full titanium. Now, this watch, you wouldn't believe, only cost me from Smile, and it's a real brand. It's not a replica. So when you're wearing this, you're wearing a proper watch, right? You got to remember that. See, the watch has only cost me about $26 US to buy this watch, and it was shipped to me as well. They got it to me in about 5-6 days. So as I said, that's a Smile. It's not a Smile watch. Really well built. That is made in China, but it's not a replica. It's made by an official company, right? This is the standard Omega, right? This is Omega. Again, that's a watch you can buy. You don't have to, leather band and all that. Really, really nice watch. That's proper Omega watch. It's an old-fashioned type design, but that's a real brand, right? You don't always have to. You don't always have to go and buy Rolex watches if you don't want to. I'll move this over here because we're coming to another one's over here. So I'll just move this over here now. This is the what's called the Seiko SNP017, right? And this is the one that it's an automated watch as such. It's got a mini power station in the watch. You can leave that, when you shake it up, right? The time changes, everything is really good. Now I wore this probably 4 years ago, and it had 4 years. You could leave it in a drawer. You can't do that with any Rolex, right? You can leave that in the drawer for 4 years, and it doesn't need winding, right? And it gives leap years and everything. I just have to reset it up again, right? As soon as you start shaking the watch, the mini power station, it's a micro power station. It's a, and you have to have magnifying glass to see. It looks like a little actual mini power station. This watch is real. It's they do make replica ones of this particular watch. This one is what retail. This one won the Watch of the Year in 2010. It was rated the best watch in 2010 made anywhere in the world. And Seiko, and they also make, I think, one of the most expensive watches too, because they make got a Seiko diamond watch that's worth $500,000 to buy. So Seiko are a lot more expensive than you think. Don't look down on the brand, you know. Now this is a real Rolex Daytona. It's not a replica. We've got no issues with that. It's very comfortable to wear. You know, I banged this around quite a bit. I've had had to get it cleaned and all that. And it's got the diamond clustered here. I've got no issues with this one. This is a real Rolex. This is a real Rolex, right? So this is the real McCoy. Still in good condition after all these years. I've had it for about, I think about 10 years could have been. It's getting a bit old now. So, but as I said, it's a beautiful watch, and it's kinetic energy. That's all. It's not bullshit replica. Right? Now, this one here, when you put this one here, you'll see the watch on the right of that. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I should have done this during the day. This one, the one on the right, this is the real McCoy. The one on the right of that is the replica, right? Now this watch is, look at this. The plastic is still on the band, right? It's got plastic still on the band. They haven't taken the plastic off, right? It's never been used. And the face is all fogged up in the watch. See what I'm saying? That's replica of the real watch. The real watch face is never fogged up in the real Rolex, right? This one has never been used. And it's had moisture gone inside it. And this is what happens when you buy replica, right? I wore this, and I've swimming in the real Rolex, and this one has never even been out of the package, which is, I think it's one of these packages over here, right? Good box and everything. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the box, but that's what I'm saying to you. This is a replica Rolex, right? Because, as you know, Rolex have the little Rolex name around the outer rim of the watch face. So this you can't always guarantee the quality, because this is still working, right? If you shake it up with the kinetic energy, you might be able to see this one. There it is. It's got the sweep hand movement. See with that one? It's a bit dirty at the moment, but that's not a real Rolex. That's crap. But as I said, that was only when I was in China. I got this when I was in China, and it was $50. And this is very similar to the Rolex ones they're selling for $1,000. So you've got to be very careful. That's only cost $50, right? And they're selling similar Rolexes now, Daytonas, for $1,000, $1,095 from the Swiss replica. You can just buy them in China. They're everywhere in China, mate. Rolex watches are everywhere, right? That's it. If you can't afford one, I wouldn't do it, because you're just fooling yourself. And I wanted to buy it when I was last here, and I had idea where the replica companies were, and I said, oh fuck, why don't they just go and buy, make real watches, this shit one. Oh, this is actually a real one, so I can't really call it shit, but it's I think it's Conan and Sons. I'll just have a look. Yeah, Conan and just have a look. So when you buy one of these watches, it's Cronin and Sohn, I think it is. But irrespective of it, this watch here only costs. This watch is not a replica watch, right? It's waterproof and automated movement, right? It says water resistant. That particular watch only cost me, I've probably been, a few $100s. You know what I mean? But it's getting a bit dirty. It needs to be cleaned. But it's got a full leather band on it, and the band is genuine leather, right? So as I said, I ordered, as a watch company, the watches, and I got a whole, quite a big delivery of them at one go. So now this is one you've got to be careful. What this is, one that's I think it's another Cronin and Sons watch. Now you'll find that it's that cheaply made. It's look at that. This will happen with the replica watch when you had it for a few years. I can't say it because it only cost me. This one probably cost me about $80, right? But I got a discount on this one. This is but I wore this quite a lot. Okay. And it's got it's all automated at the back. I don't know if it still works. See that one? No, that one's one of the ones that stopped working. See, you got the cheap Chinese movement, but this is not a replica. But it only cost me about $80. But this has all happened to your replica Rolex. It'll just stop working. And this particular company, even though it's an official watch company, their movement stops. You got a guarantee, which is good, and like Rolex, it's a world guarantee, and it comes with a guarantee. Okay, what's this one? This is another Cronin and Sons. This is another one that periodically works and it doesn't work. It's not a replica Rolex, right? It's got the date. It's not too bad, as I said, inspired, because you got to realise, guys, when these watch manufacturers are making them, I'm not joking, they're making other brands which are real name brand watches, but they're all kind of made in the factory that they're making the Rolex replicas in. So this is, as I said, it's a nice band. It's been adjusted. I've got a watch guy that adjusts all the bands for me. That is working now. Okay, that's been worn a few times, right? But again, it only cost me about $80 or $200. Who cares? That this one's a skeleton watch. Again, from the same brand. I think this is still working too. Okay, this is probably unused. Again, it's waterproof and it's got all the skeleton stuff with it. Okay, it only costs between $80 and $200, right? Okay, so it's got a very it's actually quite a complicated watch, this, but it's not a replica, right? That's what I'm saying, right? Okay, then we got another one of them. I bought a lot of these watches because I just bought a whole stack of them. I didn't really know what I was getting. I just ordered them all. And this is another skeleton watch. I don't know if that's working. Look at it. Is it working? Don't think so. No, see the movement stopped. And that's what happens with these Rolex replicas. That's made very light alloy, that one. Very comfortable, but it's not a replica. It's not a bullshit Rolex, right? This one, what the hell is this one? My eyes are so bad I can't even read it. This watch, yeah, it's probably another Cronin. Okay, I'll show it to you guys. Here we go. I don't know if that's working. That's working still. See, a lot of these watches have been stored. As I said, elements of Rolex in there. It's got the fake diamonds in it, and it needs a bit of a clean. But as I said, it's not. When you're wearing it, you don't feel like you're wearing a fake. Now these watches here, these are actually from Europe, right? These aren't from China, which is unusual. and that's was a hip hop collection. Those watches I got on the watch company for about $80 to $150, and they were retailing in jewelers for over $3,000 to $4,000. Right, so that's just the packet that we got them in, and I could have sold them if I wanted to, but that's one of the ones that's hasn't been used, but that came directly from Europe. It wasn't anything to do with China, right? That's just in the packet it came in. Yeah. This watch was lost for a number of years. This is a hip hop collection watch as well for rappers, and that's got all those fake diamonds. It does shine up very well in the shops, but again, it's like a Breitling symbol on it, Breitling, but it's not a replica watch. But it's just when you wear this, the shops like everybody just stares at you. It's quite funny. The old Nike, which I haven't charged it up. This is the running watch I used to use when I was a runner. That hasn't even rusted. It's made of plastic, but that's really good. But that only lasts duration for a certain amount of time. You've got to charge it with the computer. And then we've got some more watches here. This is a brand new one. That's still in the packet. It hasn't even been taken out of the packet. See, and I think that's another Crane and Sons. So I'm saying it's similar to the gold one that went off, but that's stainless steel. Okay, and it's never been used. Okay, and I think I paid. That's high quality watch as well, but it's got that same movement that you're going to get if you buy one of those Swiss clone replicas, right? It's still in all the plastic, guys. Okay, and that was between $80 and $150, not $1,300 for the Swiss, one Swiss copy. I've never even put that on my wrist. It's never been until tonight. I don't even think I've looked at it. I just pull it out of the drawer. But as I said, this is not a replica of a Rolex. It's the Crane & Sons, and it's official watch brand. But you'll see, because it's made in China, elements of the Rolex has been copied into it. It's very similar. Now, I'm just telling you guys, I wouldn't even look at this watch twice because it's only cheap. But, when you look at it, it's got so much of Rolex in it, right? So you don't, again, have to go out and spend $1,600. This is another skeleton watch here. See? From the same company. That's been used. There's some stainless steel and gold. These are all waterproof. I have tested them. They are 100% waterproof. It's not a replica Rolex, but if it stops, it doesn't matter because you didn't pay much money for it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to be some people are buying the Rolex Rainbow. I saw one video the other day, and the guy paid $650 for it. You can pick them up when you're in China, pick them up for $30 to $50, $60 at the most. Everybody's wearing them, and they're selling them to USA, selling to Australia. This one's not a replica. This is a Crane & Sons as well. Again, elements of Rolex in this one. See, band's a class band. It's got, this is high quality, but again, it's got elements of the replica, but it's not a replica Rolex because it doesn't have the Rolex name on it, right? And I think the movement doesn't work. Some of them, it does work. Yeah, the kinetic movement does work, but it's got the date on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking, $80. If it stops, who gives a shit? But you don't pay $650. Don't go anywhere near those replica places because they're, best if you're going to do it by a replica. And I tell people not to because you're just bullshitting yourself. Every time you wear it, it's fraud. You wear one of these watches, Crane & Sons. This is a skeleton watch from Crane & Sons as well. I don't think that's never been worn. That's brand new. It's just out of the packet. See, the plastic is still on the back. It's never been worn. I've never looked at it until tonight. It's got the plastic still on the face. See, guys? And that's a skeleton watch, and it's you can see the movement because it's never been used. You wear them, they will stop. Right? Okay. Now, then you got another. This is not a replica, and it's a skeleton one. And that one, I think, I don't know how many times that, if it's been used a lot, or I don't know. Have a look at this one. Okay, just have a look here. Have a look here. So there you go. You got the crane and the sun's movement still working. It's waterproof. $80 to $200 for that watch. Okay, to buy, right? And it's very thin layer of gold on it. But as I said, if it stops, who gives a shit? It's only cheap. Now this watch is a name brand, right? You'll be interested in that. And this one's a Bulova. This is a very nice watch. This, okay. Now I'll just have a look. I'll just get this out for you. Okay, so this is like when you buy a real Rolex, you get the proper, even Seiko, you get the proper boxes and shit. You don't get this, crappy tile thing that comes from China. I used to do that years ago. You used to get a massive box, never seen anything like it. Couldn't work it out how much they actually could build it for, And this one, as I said, that it's a bit of a masterpiece to get out. See, that's the official Bulova. There we go. Box thing. So I'll just get this out for you, right? Here we go. So look at that. That's official Bulova watch. This is not a replica. Okay. And there we go. Look at this one. Okay. Let's have a look. I'm in the light. So I'll bring that to you. Okay, so this is what you get when you buy the real McCoy, mate. This is not bullshit. This is out of a jewelers, and it was in the mall, and it was fortified jewelers. I bought different expensive watches for my mum. This one, I think this got diamonds in it. So I'll pull this baby out. So this is made of real gold. So I'll just get this out. Sorry about that. That was extremely hard to get out. So this is what you get. It's a name brand. It's not Replica Rolex, and I don't know how much that cost me. Maybe 500, 600 or something like that. So it's not a replica Rolex, and and all those diamonds on the watch are put on meticulously, right? Nothing's out of order in this watch, right? So this is what you get when you can buy a name brand, and that's okay. That's brand called Bulova, and it's got different. All those hands work on the thing. If I've worn it or if I hadn't worn it, I can't tell you, right? But it's a kind of a unisex watch. It's even got the diamond even on the on the winder, which is amazing. I've never noticed that before. So, but as I said, it's got an official kind of not a Rolex clasp, but a very good clasp that's not going to come open. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. But that's a watch that's not a replica. Okay. There's official brand name watches you can buy in Japan. They make official watches buy in Japan, etc. They're really great, and you can look them up on the internet. Just look up Japanese watches, and some of those watches are about $300-400 each. 5 layers of gold, handmade. They've got their own movement. I have to check the brand of the watch. Can't remember. I'm very tired. I've worked 16 hours today, but I'm just saying that the Rolex Rainbow is on order. I've got other watches I've got so many. I've got these come out of 2 drawers. I've got 7 drawers of watches. I'm not going to go all night over them, right? I've got other real Rolex as well, but as I said, the interesting thing is with the Rolex replica of the Daytona was that Daytona. This one here, I'll just show you. This Daytona was worn all the time. Like every day at work, I wore it all over the place. And it's heavy watch. It's really like when you hold this watch, it's got weight in it. It's got a lot of weight, right? Because it's a Rolex, right? And it's good. But this watch, which is the replica, they look indistinguishable when you look at them. This is the one that's all fogged up. It weighs like half of the weight of the. It's nothing. You just feel it. It looks the same though. You'd be quite surprised, you know. But look at it. Never been worn, and the whole face fogged up from the inside, right? And I think it actually works. You'd never wear that outside because it's inferior. As I said, it's inferior, right? So that's what you get when you buy one of these 1-to-1 replicas, right? Swiss watch company, do not buy from them. They're okay if they sell them for $50 or $100. But don't buy something that's got crappy Chinese movement. A number of these watches with that Chinese movement have stopped. But they only cost me between $80 and $100. But if you're going to spend $1,600, why spend $1,600? Doesn't matter how good the body looks of the watch.